Over the last 3 weeks or so, we have seen the one and only Casey from Brick by Brick traveling the country, helping people understand what is possible. She's obviously also taken on the additional challenge of homeschooling while she's doing this. I thought we should have a meaningful conversation, and frankly, one that I don't think I have had. I think I've done 14,000 videos, and I don't think we've ever hit this topic, and that is, what does financial freedom feel like? I think there's a lot of folks talking about what they think it's going to be like. I know I had my thoughts as two people who've actually achieved it and are living it. Casey, I thought I would ask you, you've been on the road for 3 weeks, got another week
Yep.
in front of you before you get home. What does financial freedom feel like?
It feels like freedom. It feels like no burdens. It feels like not having to worry about paycheck to paycheck, not having to worry about how much you spend on vacation, not having to worry about, answering to an employer when you have to be back or the deadlines for this and that. It feels like being free. I don't know how else to explain it. And that's probably why it's called financial freedom. But by the time we get back at the end of the week, it will have been a full 4 weeks, a full 1 month of us being gone. And I'll tell you, Michael, we didn't even have a trip planned. I hate planning trips. I hate that. People, my friends, like, I'll help you plan. I'm like, I don't really want to plan. I just want to go and see where I'm going to stay next. Like 2 nights ago, I didn't know where we were going to stay when we got to here. We're in Breckenridge, Colorado right now. We did some hiking. This is a picture I actually took yesterday while I was driving. It's absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking. And just to be able to travel and experience and show my kids, Zion National Park and the Grand Canyon and Sedona, and go to Las Vegas. And my little son Cody was pulled up on stage to be a part of a show. We saw a gold mine yesterday and got a private tour of a gold mine and how the miners lived back in the day during the gold rush. I mean, all those things are just invaluable, and just being able to do whatever you want when you want, that's freedom. It's just like, it's a breath of fresh air. And really, there's so much going on in the world. And I know we usually talk, real estate all the time on their show, but I have just kind of left that world for a month. And I don't even know. I mean, I do know, but I don't even know what's really going on out there. And it doesn't really matter, because I'm just doing whatever I want when I want. And I feel like that's the freedom that you get when you've reached financial freedom. You don't have to pay attention to all the things and the world economics, the what's going on right now in America. It doesn't matter to me anymore. It doesn't matter right now.
Yeah. And the really, again, I just want to keep harping on this. You did this with 9 doors. I think a
Yep.
lot of people out there think you have to have 50, 100, shoot 1,000 doors. I really want to celebrate the people doing it, sub 20. I think Dion comes on the channel, talks about 18. I just interviewed a young lady named Becky who did it with 16. You're doing it with nine,
Yeah.
nine,
It's a
nine
long
single
it's
family
a
homes.
long road. I mean, the longer you do it, the fewer the properties you need, because the rents go up so much.
Yeah.
It's not like you need so many units that have so much cash flow. You just have a few units and just wait forever, and rents will go up, and it'll be just like the same as me having 16 if I had started half the time ago.
Yeah. I guess the one question I have for you now that you've lived it, you're in it. Um, I want to go back to, Casey,
Yeah.
starting your side hustle, right? Doing the Etsy shirts or mugs or, whatever they were, these
Yeah.
Etsy things for that first down payment. You probably, I know you pretty well, you probably were thinking about what financial freedom would feel like. I'm guessing kind of different, maybe. I don't know. What did you think it was going to feel like?
You know, I I didn't think I would be able I think people have so many ideas of what it means. And people just think money. They think, I'm going to have money. I'm going to have money. That's what financial freedom means, is having more money to buy more things. But I think what people didn't realize, and what I didn't realize, was something, well, what I have found to be true that I didn't think about before was being able to have the freedom to make my own choices, have the choice to homeschool. I would have never thought that I would have the freedom, the time freedom, to be able to do that, to start my own coaching company, right? To make money how I want to versus how I know I have to. A lot of people go to college and they get a degree based upon how much money a potential job might make them in the future. It's never about a passion or what they love to do. And a lot of people hate their lives because they're doing something they don't want to do and they're doing it for money. Well, when you reach financial freedom, you get to enjoy life. You get to do things that you want to do. And I had only just thought, oh, I'm going to have money. I'm going to be able to pay for whatever I want. I mean, I don't have yacht money, okay, but I'm good.
No. Yeah.
Right. I don't
Yeah.
have yacht money, right? But
Oh,
we live a life and we got plenty of money and I'm not worried. And I didn't budget for our 4 week trip vacation. I didn't budget. I just said, well, whatever it is, we got it. It's going to be just fine. You
yeah.
know, I didn't think that I would be able to have a life without worry. That's something that I didn't really think about that I do have now.
The biggest thing for me, and it was a complete aha, because again, when you're living the 40-40 life, right? 40 hours for 40 years, you don't even realize the pressure cooker that you're in. The biggest thing I have learned from financial freedom is just the simple removal of pressure.
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, other than, eating and breathing, right? There's very few things I have to do.
Yep.
It's, I mean, just saying that out loud is wild.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me was just that. And again, I was a type A, I was a commission-based salesperson. I ran teams. I had huge responsibilities. I lived and frankly told myself I thrived in pressure. It is
Mm-hmm.
probably why I got so depressed when I left it, because I didn't understand that you don't have to live that way.
Like, who are you without all the pressure, the
Yeah,
to
this
dos? Who are you without that? Yeah. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
type A too. So
yeah,
it's been difficult to kind of just let life go, but it's been pressure. Like my brick by brick coaching business that I have, it's not pressure, but it's social media. It's It's a lot. I love to do it. I don't have to do it. I love it.
mhm,
Um, but it's a lot of work. And Blake, like, he's got his computer if he feels like doing some. Like, he's like, I hope they let me go. He doesn't
yeah,
want to work there anymore, but he works with his friends. And so we've just kind of just like, let's just have a good time and whatever. It's like a
yeah,
month. And we didn't even have a time to come back, but I'm, the type Amy's like, you really got to get home. Like my
mhm,
cat, like I've been, it's gonna be a month and you know, the inside of me like wants to get back, but it's
mhm.
the not having the pressure to have to pay the bills or have to work or have to make sure you don't get fired or how many vacation days do you take off or make sure you get XYZ done. The not having
Yeah.
the pressure is the relief. That's what you get. That is what you get from being financially free and not having to answer to anybody.
Yeah, what I want people to really realize by being a part of one rental at a time is it doesn't take a lot. It does take commitment. It does take focus and discipline for some period of time. 8 to 10 years is what I like to talk about. If you have a big financial nut like or responsibility like Olivia and I had, it took 15 years, but it is possible. That's the thing that I keep striving for every single day, is to let people know it's possible. But you can't get here without that duration. Right, you need time. Inflation's a feature, not a bug, but it takes time for inflation to do its thing. It takes time for mortgage rate pay down. It takes time for rent to increase, so cash flow goes from 200 to 400 to 800 to 1,200. It just takes time, but it's worth it. Living in an environment where you don't have to do very many things, awesome. Living in an environment where you could just take off for a month with no direct planning with the kids and schooling,
Yeah, what we
awesome.
did.
Yeah, awesome.
Crazy.
Being able to take a trip, not a vacation, awesome. Being able to, it's just it's worth it, people. It's worth it. But, you gotta create discretionary income, cut expenses, live below your means, become good at something, do it for a decade, but it's worth it. What do you think, Casey?
It's very worth it. And, I just feel so bad for the people who are like, how can I retire tomorrow and next year? It's like, I mean, I
Not
don't
my
know.
game. I don't play
I
that
don't know
game.
how to do that,
I don't have that
but
answer.
I can tell you how to buy like quality rental properties one at a time that
Yeah.
after, several years, those rents will go up. You'll have more and more money in your bank account. You'll have appreciation. It just takes time. Like we've been doing this since 2016. We just would buy one a year on average. Some years we bought zero, some years we bought two. Last year we bought two. During COVID, we bought zero that year. We should have bought some, but we just renovated our house. So that's what we put all our money
That's where
into.
the money went.
Finally,
Yeah.
we finally did our kitchen after 8 years of our house falling apart, our kitchen falling, literally cabinets falling off. We said, okay, time to do that. And of course, everything was really expensive, but
Yeah.
it takes time. That's it. Just relax, save your money. If you have no money and you're like, I get these messages all the time on Instagram, Casey, how do I start with no money? I'm like, how do you invest with no money? You need money to invest. I'm sure you can get another
That's
day job to
yeah.
increase your
Yep.
income, but that's what you got to do
That's
is
yeah.
increase your income so you have something to
That's
invest.
so awesome. That's why I love your story. That's why you spoke at my Vegas event, right? You didn't
Yeah.
have any money, but you had a desires. You started a freaking Etsy store, right? I mean,
Yeah. From
I,
that,
I
I have
from
no
nothing. Yeah.
skill, everybody. I have no skills. Okay. I can't
Yeah.
draw a stick figure. Like when you give me a
Yeah.
piece of paper and a crayon to like draw a picture, it's like always a house on a swing set with hills behind it. Like that's the same
That's all I
picture
got.
for the past 40 years is what I've drawn. Yeah.
That's amazing. But again, folks, if you want to know what financial freedom feels like, it's worth it. It's awesome. It's really is no pressure. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
That's
And
the
I didn't
best way
have
to
any
explain
idea.
it.
Yeah, no pressure. Casey, where can people follow you in your journey back home? Where can we follow you?
You guys, I have done no Instagram posts since um, September 5th.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, you know what? Yeah. But I am posting stories. So I am sharing stories daily of all the things that we're doing,
Oh,
updates on
nice.
my properties. And so you can follow me on Instagram right now. I mean, next week I'll be posting more. I'll be back to my regular posting schedule once a day. But I'm like, we're taking off. I'm just like,
But you
no
are doing stories.
responsibilities, but I am posting stories. They're easy to do. So on Instagram, Brick by Brick Wealth. And then when I get back, Michael, I decided I'm hitting it hard with my YouTube videos. So you're going to be really happy. I'm super excited. I'm getting
I
back
like it.
into the YouTube, and I'll be posting those weekly.
Awesome.
Brick
Casey,
by
you're
Brick
amazing.
Wealth. Yeah.
Enjoy your time. Drive safe,
Thank you.
and we'll talk next week.